Hello, I'm so glad you can join me today. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Today, I am making meat rolls. I know meat rolls is one of Barbados' favorites. So today, that's what we're gonna do. I was talking to someone on the phone a couple weeks ago in Barbados, and the bread van was outside, and she just hung up on me. She said, I gotta go, the bread van is here. I need to get a meat roll. So I'm going to show you how you can make your own meat roll and you do not have to chase the bread van. Now, in order to get started, we're going to make a pastry dough. Now, I have a pastry dough that I already done, which is up there on the site. It said pastry dough. You can look at that to see exactly how it is done. I'm not going to do it again here today because it takes a long time, and I've already done it, so I don't want to do it again. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the meat that goes into the dough, and then my pastry dough. I made a pastry dough yesterday, especially for you, to show you exactly how it is done. So I will roll my pastry dough out, and I'm going to make the meat, and then I will put it in the meat, and I'll show you, put the meat inside of the dough, and I'll show you exactly how it is done. So stay tuned. Now, first, to get started, I have here some ground beef that I bought, and I am going to put this ground beef on the stove, and I'm going to heat it up to make sure if there's any oil or anything in it, I get rid of that because we don't want that. And here I have a variety of herbs that I'm going to grind, and I leave this because when we're going to make our meat, whatever we're going to make, we want to make sure that we have some nice vegetables and herbs, because we want to cook as healthy as possible. We don't just want seasoning, the powdered seasoning. We want to use fresh herbs and vegetables. So come over to my stove and let me show you how I start to get my meat together. So I have my meat in here, and I'm just going to mash this up. Now, sometimes these meat, when you do it, it have a lot of oil inside of it. And I just want to make sure that if there's any oil in here, that I'm going to drain it out, because we don't want that. Okay, guys. So you see when you brown your meat, you see that oil? I don't want that oil in my food. And I'm going to drain that oil. Drain it all out of there, and then put my meat back. Now I'm going to be using my handy dandy processor. I love this processor. If you don't have a food processor and you have a blender, you can use your blender. Or if you have the magic bullet, you can use that. Whatever you can have to grind it up, but a blender works just as fine to grind up this stuff. Okay, so let's get started here. So I'm going to throw some onion. This is one large onion. I'm going to throw that in there. I have a little red peppers, a little green peppers. We want to cook with everything that, you know, is healthy for us. This is 2 celery sticks in there. This is 1 large carrot. Carrot is good because it gives it a different flavor, and it gives it a kind of a sweetish. Carrot is a little bit sweet. I like carrots in there, and nobody's gonna know you have it in there. This is some thyme, some fresh thyme, some dried thyme. I have like a couple scallions. I'm just gonna throw everything in there. I'm gonna blend this first before I add anything else to it. Okay, guys. So now I'm going to take this out of here, and I'll empty this out and then put my meat in here. So now I'm going to add my ground meat to this. And I have some cut up tomatoes here. I'll add the tomatoes to that as well. Okay, guys. So I have so now I'm gonna empty this in my saucepan. is on, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this sit for a few minutes before I add anything else to it. Alright guys, so this is my meat here. I haven't added anything to it except for what you saw me added to it. So now I am going to add some all-purpose seasoning. Just sprinkle some in there. I'm going to add some paprika. I'm going to add a little a little dry parsley flakes. I really don't have to add a lot to this because the herbs and so on that was in there season it up pretty well. So just a few additional things, and I'm gonna add some ketchup. Let me just mix this up. Make your meat however you want to make your meat, guys. If there's something in here, put in here that you don't like, you can leave it out. You can leave out the tomatoes if you like. You know, whatever you want to leave out, you can leave out. A little bit of Worcester sauce. And a little bit of browning to give it a color. And that's it. I am just going to mix it up. And let it continue to cook a little bit. I'm not going to taste it right now. I'm going to let it stay in here for a little bit longer. Okay guys, so this is our meat. Looks good. So let's taste it and see what it tastes like. Looks good. Let's see if it tastes just as good as it looks. It tastes good. I think it can do with a little bit of salt. I didn't put salt in, so I'm going to put a little bit of salt and a little bit of butter. So I'm going to put a little bit of butter in there to help flavor it up a little bit. I put a little bit of soy sauce just now. That was kind of off camera. A little bit of soy sauce. Put a little bit of... Let me taste it again since I added salt to see. Perfect. Perfecto. I'm gonna turn the stove off, let this cool, and then I'll be making my meat rolls. So my meat has finished and I put it aside to cool. So while that is cooling, let's start on our puff pastry. So I have here my puff pastry. I made this, as I told you yesterday. And this is my puff pastry. When you make it like a day in advance and you let it sit in the refrigerator, it is better for you. And I will put some flour here on my counter space. So I have my rolling pin. So now I'm gonna roll this out. Been sitting for a while. I said I have to buy a rolling pin, but I haven't bought it yet. Haven't got it to the store. My dough here that I rolled out. So what I'm gonna do is I have a pizza cutter here, and I am just gonna cut along the edges right here. These pieces that we cut, guys, we're gonna reuse those pieces. And here now, I'm gonna cut this, and I'm going to Guys, when you're home with nothing to do, just make this and put it in the fridge. You can also freeze it and then let it come to room temperature when you're ready to use it, and then go ahead and use it. So I'm gonna cut this about here because I'm gonna stretch it a little more. The dough is a little thick, so I think if I cut it about here, I should be able to stretch it out a little more. So let's see here. And here. Floured pieces, and just rest them over here and just work with one at a time. My pan here, and I have some cut right paper in my pan, so I'm just going to leave my pan over here for now. And here, let me take put a little bit of flour on the counter. I don't want a lot of flour, and I'm just going to roll this out a little bit. So this is a little egg wash. Put a little bit too much water. This is going to seal. This is an egg with a little bit of water, and it's going to seal the pastry. Take another one. Roll it out. Thing about dough is you can just stretch it so far because it bounces right back. Put a little meat in the center. Don't want to put too much because I don't want it to fall out. I don't want to touch it because then it gets on my hand, and then I do the pastry. And then to seal it, keep rolling it and put it down like that. I guess you guys can see the meat here, almost done. And just fold it, guys, like that, and just roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, and then we're just gonna seal the ends, and that's it. And just keep rolling, and that's it. You can do all kind of things. You don't just have to put meat in it. You can put different things in it. So let me show you some of the other stuff that I like to put in it, guys. So this is what I'm gonna do. I have here some pepperoni. I'm gonna put a piece of pepperoni there. I have some ham. I'm gonna take a piece of ham, put a piece of ham there. And I have some cheese, which I will break this in half and put some cheese right there. And then I am going to wrap it. And I'm gonna take a little bit of my egg wash and just wash it like that. And this is just your ham, cheese, and pepperoni pastry. I'll make another one. Okay, so we take another pepperoni, put it right there. Take this, you can cut this ham. I think that was a little too big. And this cheese, and just wrap it, wrap it, wrap it, wrap it. And yeah, I just put it right here. So I'm gonna continue to make a few more of these, and I'll let you see in the end. But so my oven is already set at 375. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead with my egg wash and just go ahead and put some on the top of it to give it that nice golden color. And as soon as I finish this, I'll put these all in the oven, and it should be in there for at least 20 minutes. Here they are, guys. They're out of the oven. They look, ooh, they smell so good also. They're very hot. I will taste them for you in a few minutes, but first I am gonna let them cool, and then I'll come back and taste them for you. Our meat rolls are ready to be tried. Here they are. They came out really good, and they look delicious. So I will have the honors of trying them for you. Now I made two different kinds. I made one with meat, and I made the other one with ham and cheese and pepperoni. So I'm gonna try the one first that have the meat, which is this one. Look at it. Yeah, it looks good. So I'm just gonna bite it like that. I'm just gonna bite it. A little hot, but that is good. This is good. Barbados meat rolls, guys. Make it yourself. It is good. Now let me try the other one with a ham. Touch it too soft, look. See? All the flakes is breaking off, look. See how flaky it is? Touch it and the flakes just break off like that. See that? Hear it? As my hand bring into it. Nice and flaky. So I'll try this one for you. That is good. Guys, these are delicious. You can stuff them with anything that you want to stuff them with. You can put anything in there and make whatever you want. You can put a sausage in there and make those little sausage rolls. If you have company coming over, you can make them smaller. You can do whatever you want. I had fun making these, and I hope you have fun making some for your family. Until next time, bye-bye.